Good, I'm back. I actually have two events I'm going to recap today. First event, UFC 323, Julie versus Yan 2. First fight, obviously, Yan 50-44 with that nigga, and this card was pretty decent, especially early prelims. Mara Santos getting a knockout. Well, I think he has like what now a 4-0 start in the UFC, 3-0 start. And Mansour Abdul Malik getting a submission over Antonio Chacoli. Wasn't surprising at all. And then Evil, these Polish names be fucking me up. So I'm not even gonna say this nigga's name. Knocks out Evil Aslan in a crazy ass fight. A fight that was like very similar to like Arlovsky versus fucking Travis Brown. Jenny Turner versus S. Barboza. Jenny Turner returns from his retirement, whatever. Easily gets S. Barboza out of there. Time for Barboza to hang them gloves up, man. I can't lie. Boone Ferreira beats Marvin Vittori. Farazim finishes Nazim Sadikov. Macy Barber wins. Chris Duncan submits Terrence McKinney. After McKinney had a good start to the fight. I swear it's just like every other Terrence McKinney fight, you know, he has a good start and ends up getting finished. That's what he does. Manuel Torres knocks out Grant Dawson pretty easily. Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. Jan wins the first round, gets dropped in the second round, gets control for that entire second round. Automatic makes it 10-8. Then wins the third round. I think he actually got like a knockdown in the last couple seconds of that fight as well. And yeah, another draw for Jan Blachowicz. Payne Talbot fucks up Henry Cejudo for the entire fight, so he retires. His second retirement. I don't get why, like, because I think Cejudo should have stayed around. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, you know, retiring when he was at the peak of his career, coming back to fight Aljo, and then losing to Merab after that. And then, like, it's just goddamn, dude. Then lose to Song Dong and now to Payne Talbot. Not surprising. As you got Tyra versus Brandon Moreno. Tyra finds him out, knocks him or TKOs him in the ground pound. Early stoppage, I guess. But yeah, I can see how good been stopped. Tyra is the first person to finish Brandon Moreno, which is very surprising. Joshua Van wins the damn belt from oh Jesus fucking Christ, dude! I'm not gonna lie, this was the one fight that basically made me want to stop, or basically made me very close to not make this video, basically, because bro, I like Pantoja. Pantoja is one of the greatest fighters of all time. Who wouldn't like him? And I just couldn't really see a way for Van to win this fight at all. I thought he was going to get outstruck on the feet, and he was getting outstruck in that first like 20 seconds. But I couldn't really guarantee that Pantoja was going to fight because it was only 20 seconds in. Van's up. Pantoja throws a high kick, and then Van pushes off, and then unfortunately, fucking Pantoja dislocates his elbow, I think. And yeah, that's it. Van's the new champion. He might fight Tyra next because Van didn't really get. Obviously, he really didn't fight, so that fight may happen pretty soon. Probably like February or some bullshit like that, or March. Pantoja will probably be healing, getting ready for the rematch of who wins between these two. Petr Yan dominates Merab in their second fight. Good way to get revenge. Nothing else to say. He beat the shot from him, man. He beat the shot from Merab. Tried to do his usual thing. And y'all was the first motherfucker to actually outlast that and put a beat on him. I kind of think it's funny because Merab was he fought 20 times this year. But nonetheless, good performance for Petr Yan. Good to see him back as champion. Okay, now we got Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. So I only watched these last fights right here. Okay, so Frank Mar versus Rancis Barthélemy. Frank Mar just beat the fuck out of him for the first couple rounds, dropped him in the fourth, I think, and knocked him out after that with straight left hand. Very bad. It was a bad fucking knockout. That shit was, bro. Oh my god, that knockout was fucking brutal. His head bounced off Kevin. His head bounced off Kevin is pretty bad. It's time for Barthelme's old ass to retire. You know, it is time. That's like the first time he's actually had his lights shut out. You know. And next you got Arizona Lara versus Johan Gonzalez. Of course, Lara was supposed to fight Janibek, but then Janibek tested positive for a banned substance, and yeah, he couldn't fight. Night fight, and then Johan comes in on like 4 days' notice. He puts up a decent performance for someone who comes in on 4 days' notice. And yeah, Lars beats Schaffner for 12 rounds. Had 2 knockdowns in the fight. Not really the most eventful Arizona Lara fight, but to be fair, he's had boring fights in the past, so I wasn't really surprised this was the most entertaining fight. Jesus Ramos has a war with Shane Mosley Jr. I'm not gonna load you. I thought Ramos was just gonna just run through Shane Mosley, probably even stop him as well. But Shane Mosley Jr. has some great heart. He obviously has a chin on him, and yeah, not really a bad loss. Good effort from Shane Mosley Jr. as such a big underdog, and Ramos is just too good, you know. Next thing, I was Shockey Foster versus Stephen Fulton. I switched my pick to Foster when I realized Fulton had missed weight. So, and Fulton, he just couldn't get on the inside. Shockey Foster did a good job of letting that right hand, keep him in bed with that jab, letting that left hand, that right hand as well. You know, great performance for Shockey Foster. Hopefully, he gets a lot more respect on his name now for that performance. And yeah, Isaac Cruz versus DeMar Roach Jr. Cruz drops him like the 3rd round, and then gets a point deducted in like the 7th round, I think. And then Roach takes over in the second half of the fight. Also ends in a draw, which I'm not really mad at a draw. I mean, it really could. Like, I have Roach winning, but I might have to watch the fight back to really sit there and like be confident in that. But I'm not mad at a draw. You know, it wasn't a bad decision for the judges. Honestly, I really expect them to rob fucking Isaac Cruz because he's the fan favorite there, you know. But yeah, I know, man. Also, I also want to talk about Karate Combat as well. Fucking Robusta Spain knocking out Sam Alvey in a pretty brutal fashion. For seeing the card started really late, I don't know why. I don't know what the hell was going on with Karate Combat. Lawrence Larkin also lost on there too in an upset. I'm surprised. And that's really about it, man. Shit. On that note, man, I'm out, man. Peace. See y'all next week for UFC Fight Night. Royval versus Copyright, the last event of the year. I'm gonna be, bro. I'll tell you one thing: when the UFC's on this long, when they go on this long ass break, man, y'all not gonna see a lot of content on me, man. Y'all might be seeing like some Undisputed 3 videos, whatever, but dude, there's not gonna be no UFC card on for 42 days. That's gonna be fucking crazy. Which I don't really mind because kind of lately I've kind of like fell out of love with the sport because there's just stupid shit happening, and yeah, but I know, man. I'm out. See y'all next week for the last UFC event on ESPN. Thank God, fuck ESPN Plus, all that shit. That shit. ESPN Plus was so fucking trash, man. But yeah, on that note, man, out. Peace. See y'all next week. Out.